friends, it's Orion the OtaKing, and as you know, in 2022, on St. Patrick's Day, I had a stroke, and it has taken my drawing hand, which you see here. It can't really draw anymore, it just sits there, and I can stretch it out a bit, but it's kind of difficult. And it took my right leg out as well, so I walk with the cane now, and it's super hard, but I'm still getting around, walking with my cane, with my AFO on my foot, and then yeah, just it's a lot more difficult. So I'm trying to show you guys what it's like for me post stroke, like after my stroke, and being a stroke survivor, and what I can do now. So now I had to learn how to draw with my left hand. That was difficult. I tried to just do it right away after getting out of the hospital, and it was a slow start. I drew. I think the first thing I posted was during May the 4th, which was a Kenobi drawing, and it looked really bad. And for May the 5th, I drew Darth Vader, and that also looked bad. But I just kept at it, kept going, kept drawing every day, and then and I'm still drawing every day, but a little bit more consistent. But I'm still not happy with how I'm drawing. Like, it's not as fast as it was before my stroke, and it's not as accurate, but I'm still working at it, and hopefully I'll get there soon. Alright? But today we're gonna draw one of my favorite superheroes, Spiderman, and I have an idea of how I'm gonna draw him. So it's instead of my Megumi drawing from last week, this one will be kind of not really planned, but an idea is in my head, and I'm gonna draw it out for you. So hope you like this. Make sure to like, subscribe, and maybe if you want to help support me, there's my Ko-fi account link in my bio. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna go into what I'm using right now first, just so that you guys know the type of pencils I'm using. So this is not going to be sped up. This is just the regular talking to show you what I'm using. I'll go first into my erasers, because erasers are important for me, just because I like to clean up my mistakes. And first up, we have this pencil eraser. Pretty typical standard pencil eraser. It's kind of messy, but gets the job done. Next, I have this Japanese one, this Mono Zero Tombow. Now this one is this eraser is actually thinner, so I use this to for the finer erasings. For my pencils, I start off with a HB pencil. These are the typical I forgot what brand they use. I call them blue pencil, but HB pencils. Now, I mentioned last week that I tried to get a new set of these pencils, but the art store that I went to, they ran out. I haven't gone still, so yeah. Next up, I have my .3 mechanical pencil. This one's a zebra. This is like an old pencil of mine that I still use. Yeah. And my .5. This is also zebra pencil, but I just got this at Kinokuniya in Little Tokyo. It's lightweight and it works fine. So I always draw with this one right now. Then my .9, my Styler .9. This is a thick boy, but yeah. I've had this also for a while and I still use it. So now you notice I'm not using my heavier pencils just because it's kind of a struggle, and I'm trying to get used to these first before I get into my more weighted pencils. So hopefully I'll get to those soon. Maybe I'll start using those in a couple of weeks. But yeah, those are my pencils. So right now I'm starting to lay out where I want my drawing to be. I'm using my HB pencil because it's a good starting point. It's not too detailed. This one actually it just sharpens, so it's gonna pop a little bit more, or not, but yeah. So I'm kind of like just trying to get an idea of how this character is gonna, or how Spider-Man is gonna be placed on this page. Now, usually for something like this, I would look at some reference poses just to get an idea of like where his arms will be at, where his body placement would be. And for this one, I did reference something like a pose which I saved on my phone, but I just used basically just the body, and then I kind of moved around the legs and arms and head a little differently. I just wanted to kind of get an idea for myself, like how Spider-Man is gonna like flow on this page, or like what is he doing. Now, as you can see, this is kind of like the Neo from Matrix like pose when the bullets are going like over him, but yeah, I think like with Spider-Man, it could be like, it can do that type of pose, but it can be something entirely different. Like he's like flying around, not flying. He's like swinging around the city, on his webs. Now, right now, I'm darkening in the head. And again, this is an HB pencil. The paper I'm using is cardstock 8x10. Now, I'm noticing that this paper has a little bit of tooth in it, so the pencil line is kind of rough looking to me. So it's not going to be like smooth like when you're drawing on bristle paper or manga or comic book paper. This has a little bit of tooth. Now here I'm erasing. I'm trying to get the head how I feel like it should be. As you can see, I'm just lightly sketching it out in there. I believe like later on I totally redo it, but just placing his Spider-Man's eyes there, just so I can like kind of see like how it would look. So, like after my stroke, this type of drawing was really difficult because it took a lot of energy from my brain, just kind of telling my hand to do the movements of my paper or my pencil on the paper. So like at first it was really difficult and tired me out really quickly, and although I'm not drawing as fast as I was before my stroke, just keeping at it every day will help me get me to that point, hopefully, because I noticed that I am drawing faster, not as fast as I would like, but it's getting there. As far as anatomy, that one is hit or miss because sometimes my brain isn't seeing it like correctly. I have to like actually really think about like where something is going. Like right now, like I'm trying to place the belt section of where Spidey's the design of his suit is, and just placing it there. I had to think about it. Also, it's to pass around on this drawing. You notice that right now I'm using a clip on the board because I noticed that last week when I was drawing Megumi, the page or the clipboard was actually like flimsy or floppy, so it was kind of bothering me when I draw on this this stand thing. Usually I have my sketchbook clipped on it on two sides, and like on the left and the right side. So it's basically my sketchbook is stuck on this drawing stand, and I usually just move around the stand itself, like when I'm drawing on the sketchbook. But since this clip ad is like larger, I kind of don't do that. I clip it on there and move the drawing around, so I can see it better, see the drawing better. Right now I'm just really thinking about like how this anatomy will look, how this leg this right leg looks for Spider-Man. Is he gonna be just flying out there, or swinging out there, whatever? How would that leg look? Now, I noticed that before, like some of the artists, they kind of make him like swing out, like with his legs up in the air or something. That is fine for that type of swinging, but I'm trying to do some. I think I'm trying to make him look like he's flipping, I guess, or making a huge turn. So also, I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm still figuring out, like, do I like the placement of this camera on to look at this drawing, or while I'm drawing, cause it's kind of like in my face, so I need to find a better position for it. I'm not sure, like, maybe I can clip it somewhere else, but for right now, that's why the camera is right in front of my face. I hit it sometimes with my forehead. But yeah, it's not the best place for it, but it's what I got, so that's where it is. I can see me thinking, like, how is this? Does this look correct? I'm not. I think I'm like settled on the left leg. I have an idea for the right leg, and by the looks of it, I'm finally seeing the foot of that. Like, I'm okay with how it looks. The arms, I think I'm still not good with that. Same with the head. I think I'm trying to, like, picture it. So I darken in the eyes, Spider-Man eyes. Again, but this is HB pencil, so it's like super easy to erase. It's not, it's not the final piece. Just what it is. I just want to see it a little bit more finished, I guess. So I do this, darken it. I believe around this time I'm noticing that, wow, his neck looks super small. Now the reason why it looks small is because I had him. I think I pictured the pectoral muscles kind of lower, and I drew it kind of high, and then, or I don't know, why did I draw it that with like a small neck, but yeah. Again, you'll see me change this up a little bit later, but for now, that's what I had it looking like. Still kind of not settled on the arm placement, or arms placement, I should say, and still not seeing the chest, the pectorals. biceps and triceps, and yeah, this is where I'm starting to like figure out this right arm. It's just, do I want him to be, swinging out that way, which is very cliche in my opinion, but right here, yeah, this is where I'm noticing that neck, the head placement is a little too low. But I think it looks like I have an idea of the left arm, and getting that sketched out. So yeah, a lot of this takes a lot of thinking, um, which is, I guess, good for me. Good for me at this point, because I'm using my brain. But again, it's super difficult just thinking about all these things while I'm drawing, and it's not like before my stroke where a lot of this came naturally. Yeah, I think at this point, when I'm not shading, but like blocking in the dark areas of his suit, that means, like, for me, that means that this area is almost done. And let's take a look like what it's gonna look like more to being finished. So there I am, spinning the drawing around. Now I do this to look at the drawing as a whole. Again, it's hot. It's not the middle of summer, but it is summer, so the air is kind of hot. I wear black all the time, so I think I'm sweating here. There we go. Start to change out the. Now you notice, like the way I draw his eyes. This is the reason why I draw his eyes big like this is because as a kid, my favorite, or even to this day, my favorite American comic book artist is Todd McFarlane. And Todd, I just remember seeing his Spiderman drawings as a kid, and they amazed me, because he just looked awesome. Like it was very, I want to say anime-ish, but it's very cartoonish. It had a lot of style to it. It had a lot of expression, and it just felt like a new take on Spider-Man. And that's how I've always drawn Spider-Man, just like Todd McFarlane. So yeah, that's why the eyes are really big, or how I draw it. I draw it like Todd. Now, the funny thing is, after I got out of the hospital, and then I was just resting at my parents' house. I got a call. I got a call from Todd, and I still couldn't talk as well as today. I just like, my brain was kind of like all over the place, but just hearing him, his voice, and him saying, just keep at it, and how he hopes that I get better. That was really awesome. That was just like the highlight of my time there, my time at being at home at my parents' house, because every day when I was back there, I was just like thinking to myself, like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Or why am I stuck here? Why I can't do all the things that I usually do, all the things I want to do? I'm just stuck. And just hearing him really set like a firecracker in my my spirits. So I just went at it. I went crazy and tried to draw more, and just really focus on drawing and try to get better with my left hand. And this is where I'm at right now. I think I'm starting to like this placement of the head. I'm trying to clean up the old pencil sketch right now. But yeah. There I was kind of looking at my neck to see oh, this is what my neck looks like. Maybe his neck should look like that, Except my neck is pretty big, so probably not like that. My neck will probably be more the lines of Bane or Juggernaut. I don't know. I'm just kidding around. But yeah. Just trying to get at this drawing. Starting to see it come together. Placing the eyes, the head. But that right arm, though, is still bothering me. I don't want it to be too cliche. I kind of want it to give a different take about it. The left hand, though, the forced perspective that I put in there. It's kind of what I wanted to do. Now, forced perspective. When I was heavily into Naruto pre Shippuden, Kishimoto did a lot of drawing with forced perspective for Naruto, and I really love that look that he did. So I try to emulate that, I guess, with some of my drawings, but yeah, erase that old line art part and darken those lines. Yeah, it looks like I'm starting to see it now. Just starting to fine tune the sketch. Darkening the lines. Starting to end up how I want it to look. Now the 0.9 lead I use, this one's it's pretty dark. It's probably a B or it's 2B, but I like it a lot because this is like, it's basically like using the regular pencil, and the thickness just really is nice for like adding the outline of the drawing. But yeah. Yeah, those lines come out dark. It's very nice. Oh yeah, so usually I draw with like music playing in my ears, like maybe I have my AirPods on, but ever since I started drawing in my room for these videos, I haven't been listening to music while drawing, and I think that probably is affecting the speed, because I tend to listen to fast music. So I think I'm gonna have to try maybe use my AirPods next time so I can see if that improves the speed of the drawing. So, why do I always say so? Anyway, like, I tend to. I'd like to go out to draw, like all the time, like as much as I can. Like, I draw like at Starbucks or at cafes, um, and just having coffee with me and drawing. Just it's a great way to practice and continue with my art, I guess. Just being out there, you know. Because when I'm drawing, usually, like I'm like set in one place and, just thinking about the one drawing or whatever. And when I'm drawing like at a cafe, there's so much things going on while I'm there that I just happen to notice it every now and then. And it's like just being somewhere, being or having my drawing be there. It's like a nice relaxing area for me. um, Put in my headphones or whatever. One thing I noticed also is that when I'm dreaming, while I'm sleeping, I usually dream of myself right-handed still, so it's kind of weird, you know. Uh, in my brain, like thinks that it's still right-handed, even though I draw left-handed now. More darkening of the lines. Now, on Instagram, I noticed that Spiderman and Batman tend to have the highest like count for me. Um, Spider-Man more so these days. I'm not sure what happened, but before it was Batman. Batman still gets pretty high numbers, but it seems like Spider-Man has caught up for me, and that's cool. But yeah, I wonder who else is gonna start reaching high numbers. I know Deadpool is another one that has been getting a lot of high numbers for me. Superman recently was starting to get high numbers sometimes, but yeah. Ghost Rider is another one which is cool. The one that surprised me that doesn't get very high numbers is Wolverine, because that is one of the characters I used to draw a lot as a kid. Wolverine and Punisher. Punisher, I know why he doesn't get very high numbers, but yeah. Spider-Man though, like, I was like, wow. as you can see right now, I'm trying to stall at drawing the details in his costume just because I know it's going to take forever. But come on, Ryan. You need to finish the costume. Time to draw the details. Did you see that? I stretched my neck, starting to draw them details now. Look at those fingers. Now, I like drawing Spider-Man, especially now, because this does take a lot of use of my brain, uh, especially now. So it's like a good exercise for me from my drawing. My drawing in my brain. Now it's time to draw the webs. Again, like I said, my biggest influence as a kid was Tom McFarlane, especially for Spider-Man, and I tend to draw Spider-Man's webs just like Todd, like spaghetti. I love the way it looks. Um, all spaghetti like, just gives it more character. Unlike, just a random web. Like, it just looks nicer on the page. Not so much the way I drew it here, but I guess it looks like I'm just throwing in the idea of how I want it to look. But yeah. So eventually I'll probably sell this drawing online, probably on Etsy or whatever. I still need to make one. So it'll probably be up on there one of these days. But yeah, this is Spider-Man. It looks cool. Put my little signature there. Woohoo! Spider-Man! So that was my Spider-Man drawing. As you can see, it's very messy and fast. Yeah. So that was with my left hand, and is difficult to do, but just gotta keep at it. Then YouTube will get there eventually. So yeah. So please like and subscribe, and check the description for my Coffee account. And then thank you again for watching. Alright? See you next time. Alright, bye.